You are eating less than you did at 30. You are skipping the late-night snacks. You are watching what goes on your plate. And somehow, the belly is still growing. If that sounds familiar, you are not imagining it. And you are not being lazy. Something is actually happening inside your body after 40 that makes belly fat easier to gain and harder to lose. And it has almost nothing to do with willpower. Today we are breaking down exactly what that is, the biology behind it, why the rules you followed in your 30s no longer apply, and what actually works now. This is BodiFact. Let's get into it. Here's the first thing you need to understand. Eating less works when your body is responding the way it should. After 40, several things change at once, and they all push in the same direction. Your metabolism slows down, your hormones shift, your muscle mass starts declining, your sleep quality drops, your stress levels often rise, because life at 40 tends to carry more of it. Each one of these changes, on its own, would make weight management harder. When they happen together, which they do, the result is what millions of men experience, and nobody properly explains to them. A body that stores fat differently, resists calorie cutting, and puts the weight exactly where they least want it. Let's go through each one so you understand what you are actually dealing with. Your metabolism is essentially the rate at which your body burns calories at rest, and the biggest driver of your resting metabolic rate is muscle mass. Muscle is metabolically expensive tissue. It burns calories even when you're sitting still. Fat tissue does almost nothing. After 30, men begin losing muscle mass at a rate of 3 to 5% per decade without active intervention. By 40, that loss is noticeable. By 50, it is significant. What this means practically is that your body now burns fewer calories at rest than it did 10 years ago. So even if you are eating exactly the same amount, or even slightly less, your body may now be in a surplus where it used to be in balance. You did not get lazier. Your engine got smaller. And here's where it gets worse. The most common response men have to gaining weight is to eat less. But if you cut calories without doing resistance training, your body does not just burn fat, it burns muscle too, which further reduces your metabolism, which makes the problem worse over time. Men who only diet without training often find the weight comes back faster than before. Now layer the hormone changes on top of the metabolism slowdown, and the picture gets clearer. Testosterone drops. As we covered in our last video, testosterone declines at roughly 1% per year after the mid-20s. By 40, many men have lost 10 to 15% of their peak levels. By 50, that number can reach 20 to 30%. Testosterone does two things that matter here. First, it drives muscle maintenance. Less testosterone means muscle breaks down faster and rebuilds slower. Second, testosterone influences where your body stores fat. Higher testosterone favors fat storage under the skin, which is less dangerous. Lower testosterone shifts storage toward visceral fat, the deep belly fat packed around your organs. This is why the belly specifically gets bigger. Your body is directing fat to that location because of a hormonal instruction. Cortisol rises. Cortisol is your stress hormone. It is not a bad hormone, you need it. But chronic elevation of cortisol, which happens when life is consistently stressful and sleep is consistently poor, directly promotes belly fat storage. Cortisol tells your body to hold on to fat, particularly in the abdominal region, as a survival response. Men in their 40s often carry the heaviest stress loads of their lives. Careers at a peak, children to raise, parents getting older, financial pressure. All of that elevates cortisol, which feeds directly into belly fat. Estrogen increases. This one surprises most men. Belly fat contains an enzyme called aromatase. Aromatase converts testosterone into estrogen. So as belly fat increases, more testosterone gets converted. Estrogen goes up, and testosterone goes further down. The fat is now producing hormones that tell your body to store more fat. This is a cycle that feeds itself, and simply eating less does not break it. Sleep is where a lot of men over 40 are losing ground without realizing it. Two hormones control hunger directly. Ghrelin tells you that you are hungry. Leptin tells you that you are full. When you sleep poorly, ghrelin goes up and leptin goes down. Your body tells you it is hungry even when it does not need food, and it struggles to register fullness when you eat. Studies show that men who sleep less than 6 hours a night consume an average of 300 to 500 more calories per day than men who sleep 7 to 9 hours, often without realizing it. They are not making bad choices consciously. Their hormones are driving the behavior. On top of that, poor sleep raises cortisol, which you now know promotes belly fat storage. And poor sleep reduces testosterone production, which happens primarily during deep sleep. So bad sleep makes you hungrier, lowers your fullness signals, raises your fat-storing hormones, and reduces your fat-burning hormones, all at once. There is one more piece of this that most people do not talk about enough: insulin resistance. Insulin is the hormone that moves glucose from your blood into your cells to be used as energy. When your cells respond well to insulin, this process is efficient. When they become resistant, your body has to produce more and more insulin to do the same job. High insulin levels are a direct signal for your body to store fat, and they block fat burning at the same time. Insulin resistance develops gradually. A sedentary lifestyle, high belly fat, poor sleep, and a diet high in refined carbohydrates and sugar all push you toward it, and it becomes more common with age. This is the hidden reason why some men eat less and still cannot shift the belly. Their insulin is constantly elevated, sending a continuous store fat signal, regardless of how much or how little they eat. The scale might stay flat, but the body composition keeps shifting in the wrong direction. So if just eating less is not enough, what does work? Here's what the research points to consistently for men over 40. 1. Prioritize resistance training over cardio. This is the single most important change. Lifting weights rebuilds the muscle mass that is driving your metabolic rate down. More muscle means more calories burned at rest, more testosterone signaling, and better insulin sensitivity. 3 sessions per week of compound movements, squats, deadlifts, rows, presses, is more effective for belly fat in men over 40 than hours of cardio. Cardio is useful, but it doesn't replace this key shift in muscle-driven metabolism. But if you only have time for 1, lift weights. 2. Eat enough protein. When you reduce calories, your body can break down muscle for fuel if protein intake is too low. Aim for around 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight daily. This protects muscle while your body burns fat. It also keeps you fuller longer, which makes eating less feel less like a fight. Good sources include eggs, chicken, fish, beef, legumes, and Greek yogurt. 3. Reduce refined carbs and sugar, not all carbs. The goal is to reduce the foods that spike insulin rapidly and repeatedly. White bread, sugary drinks, pastries, processed snacks. Replace them with slower digesting carbs like oats, sweet potatoes, brown rice, and vegetables. You are not cutting carbs entirely. You are choosing carbs that do not trigger the fat-storing insulin response. 4. Fix your sleep before you fix your diet. If you are sleeping less than 7 hours consistently, no diet strategy will work as well as it should. Address the sleep first. Keep a consistent bedtime and wake time. Reduce alcohol, which disrupts deep sleep. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. The hunger hormones, the cortisol, the testosterone production, all of it improves with better sleep. 5. Manage cortisol deliberately. You cannot remove stress from your life entirely, but you can reduce the chronic cortisol load on your body. Regular exercise does this. So does time in nature, reducing caffeine after noon, and building in actual rest, not scrolling. Actual rest. Even 10 minutes of deep breathing daily has measurable effects on cortisol levels. 6. Be patient with a different timeline. Belly fat in men over 40 is more stubborn than the fat you lost easily at 28. The hormonal environment is different. Expect slower progress and track body composition, not just weight. Your scale weight can stay the same, while your waist shrinks and your muscle increases. That is progress, even if the number does not move. In summary, belly fat after 40 is not a discipline problem. It is a biology problem. Your metabolism has slowed because you are losing muscle. Your testosterone has dropped and shifted where your body stores fat. Your cortisol is higher. Your sleep quality is lower. Your insulin sensitivity may be declining. Eating less on its own does not fix any of those things. It just makes you eat less. What fixes it is rebuilding muscle, protecting sleep, eating enough protein, reducing the foods that spike insulin, and managing the stress load your body is carrying. These things work. They work slower than you want them to, but they work in a way that keeps working, which is what actually matters at this stage. If this video helped you understand what your body is doing and why, subscribe to BodiFact so you don't miss the next one. Drop your questions in the comments. We read them. See you in the next video.